in that framework, there's need for them to have their own state's infrastructure master plan in line with the national integrated master plan. It's part of all these things. They are stated in the document.
How many states have given you positive response?
All the states, because when they approve or ratify a policy of such nature, it's all the states. Yes, there could be dissenting voice on the mode of implementation, but everybody agrees that yes, we need it in this country.
All right, hold on with that thought. We're still with the Minister of National Planning, Dr. Suleiman Abubakar. We'll come back on the issue of infrastructure in the nation's capital and in 36 states. Please join us again.
The NIM becomes the blueprint for accelerated infrastructure development in Nigeria, and indeed the springboard that launches the entire continent of Africa to greater heights. Distinguished executives, in pursuance of this ideal of sustainable development, the present administration adopted integrated and an all-inclusive approach to infrastructure delivery as practiced in some other industrialized nations to systematically facilitate and promote economic growth and development. For us as a government, we are convinced that NIM, if effectively implemented, will give us a win-win situation. In effect, government understood the NIM in itself as a source of massive job opportunities and wealth generation in a manner that recognized equity as well as promotes poverty reduction. However, this can only be achieved through the cooperation of all the stakeholders. Construction of infrastructure projects across the geopolitical zones and linking different sectors potentially translate to economic growth and prosperity.
Welcome back. We're still with the Minister of National Planning, Dr. Suleiman Abubakar. Thank you for joining us once again.
It's a pleasure.
So is there any immediate plan that we have? Because you've been talking about futuristic plans. Nigerians really are interested in what they can see for now, because for so long we have suffered, a dearth of the infrastructure and so many other things. What is going to be in place as long as you're in power?
A point of correction. What we are having now is not just futuristic. We're implementing.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're implementing because, yes, we're implementing because you can't tell me that the way power was last year is the same thing this year. Things are improving.
So you say power has improved?
Yeah, you can't tell me the way road were some years ago is the way road is now.
I beg to differ.
You can't tell me the way transportation is then is, since you are born, I wouldn't know how many times you've seen, the train walking on our rail line in Nigeria. You've seen it walking now. They are working everywhere. Road is improving in terms of key the road sector. So it's not just about future, it's about what is happening. And when it's happening this way, we must as a country appreciate what we are doing.
When you say things are working, and you mentioned power, for instance, you are aware that a lot of people will contradict you on that.
When there's improvement, we should acknowledge. Today we can talk about 8,000 megawatts. When there's improvement, the doggedness, Mr. President to even privatize it, is something Nigeria must applaud, and we're seeing, improvement. I'm not just talking as National Planning Minister. I'm talking as the chairman of the monitoring committee of the privatized, power sector. And from what I've seen so far, feasible and in rating, things are working. And we are paying less. Paying less in terms of the investment, inputs from federal government. So it's not just talking about future. Yes, it's good to be futuristic in terms of projection. But again, even what this thing we are putting in places are being actualized in one way, and that should be appreciated. We're not static.
Do you really go to the rural areas? Because what really happens is during elections, these politicians go to the rural areas to get a lot of votes and get massive support.
Gloria, let me ask you a question. For the past 3 years, have you ever seen any farmer complain of getting fertilizer in this country? Before, it used to be an outcry. Go to rural area, no farmer complain of of accessing fertilizer. But Nigeria wouldn't see it, wouldn't appreciate, that contours of progress the government is making. We should, for one day, appreciate what the government is working. Are we talking
infrastructure here?
It's part of infrastructure.
Okay.
Agriculture. It's part of it.
Let's talk about basic necessities, water.
Food is a basic necessity. If you don't eat, you can't talk to me. So don't de-emphasize that. Agriculture is key. In fact, it's the first thing. And the same thing goes with water. If there's no water, some of the, the virus, seal, the virus, crops will not grow. If there's no irrigation, it will not work.
Are you aware right now that there are several communities right here in the FCT where you are that are begging for basic necessity, water?
Everywhere I go to in this FCT, don't forget I'm from a rural area, Togolada. What I'm saying is that things are improving. There are boreholes sunk in most places in Abuja here. Where there is no, let us know, and we can address the issues. But where the government is doing something positively, we should appreciate.
How do you want to use the money to address security issues?
The security issue is a global issue. It's not just a Nigerian problem. And I keep on saying this. Prosperity will not forgive us as a government for not doing anything. But prosperity will forgive us sometimes if you take wrong decision. And so far, this government is working. Where we have some, lapses here and there, people should provide alternatives and we can improve on them. Nigerian soldiers are working, the military are working, the police are working. You understand? And the global insecurity issue is not just Nigerian problem. It's a sub-regional issue, which Nigerian governments, Chadian government, and Cameroonian government are jointly addressing with the support of the various, countries at the global level. So I want to believe that people should not politicize the issue of insecurity. It's not peculiar to Nigeria alone. And government is taking a very frantic effort in addressing this issue. The upsurge, the increase in the number of insurgents is something that should give everybody serious concern. And from there, you keep to wonder, it's not just a domestic problem. It's more or less a global problem. Where are they coming from? Where are they getting the weapons? Where are they getting the ammunition? What are Nigerian military doing in terms of trying to curtail it? I think for one day, and I said this when I was addressing the Nigerian Senate, that we can succeed in fighting terrorism if all of us as a Nigerian come together holistically, have the same spirit of addressing the issue. But when we have a divided spirit, we cannot win the war. So government needs everybody to come on the same page with him, or with it rather, to address the issue of insurgency. And that's the only way. There must be that grand national strategy in addressing the issue of insurgency in this country. But when the people believe it's the northern problem, it's good luck problem, we don't get anywhere.
So according to your master plan, you have various sectors. Do you also have any plan to help in this regard?
Yes, the security is the second to the last.
That's the question.
Yes, the security is not in the areas of building barracks.
Yes.
But getting the wherewithal in terms of weapons, getting certain key social infrastructure for Nigerian military to address issues. And I want to tell you, for the past 3 or 4 years, allocation to security, which for security reasons may not be disclosed, has been on the increase to address the insurgents. And one thing I keep on telling Nigerians, especially people that want to play, politics with security matter, is that if there are security challenges in Nigeria, mostly in another part of the country, and government has identified the finest of Nigerian security personnel to address the problem, nobody could doubt the integrity of the defense minister, for instance, when it comes to the issue of intelligence. We can't doubt the intelligence or the charismas of the IG, for instance, when it comes to the issue of intelligence or security. Same go for the chief of defense staff. Same go for the NSA. You can't doubt their integrity. But the fact that we have not gotten to where we are hoping to get to, that Mr. President could have this the determination to put the right people in the proper places is something Nigeria must commend. Yes, certain sections of this country believe he has not addressed it the way it should be addressed. It's happening in the northern part of the country. The areas of security personnel that are doing this job are from the north. I think we should commend that president. If we have not achieved absolute peace, what we're having now is more or less relative peace. That does not, foreclose the fact that the man is doing what he should do. And that government, I want to believe, should be coming. There's no magic anywhere. The only way out of addressing insecurity in Nigeria is for Nigerian people to see insecurity as everybody's problem. And for us to come together and address it. But when we believe is good luck problem, is this problem, it's not our problem, we'll not get anywhere until that spirit of oneness, patriotism, the zeal to collectively fight insecurity in Nigeria come into bear, we cannot succeed. It's not about good luck, not about Dansuki, not about anybody. It's about the spirit of Nigerian people to really address the issue. We shouldn't play politics with insecurity. We shouldn't partition it as if it's a northern problem. I'm from the north. It's a national problem. It's an international problem, and it should be addressed holistically. Without that, we cannot go anywhere. So we should support federal government in addressing the insurgency in the northern part of the country.
Very well, Dr. Abubakar Suleiman, thank you for your time on Data in Abuja.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your comments as always, but on what the Minister of Planning, National Planning has said about the nation's infrastructure, let us know your views on the matter. Use the address and Twitter handle on the screen to reach us. And you can also let us know anything happening within your area, especially if you're within the nation's capital. And don't you forget, you can view the program on youtube.com/channelsweb/videos. Make your comments after viewing the current video as well as older episodes of the program. Don't forget to include your name and your locality when writing. I'm Gloria Umezuki. Thank you so much for watching this week, and see you again.